We're in Brazil, Interlagos, so that means that it's time for our predictions for the 2024 Brazilian Grand Prix. So let's do it. Before we start though, we need to start off by saying happy birthday Lance Stroll. You're 1 year closer to leaving Formula 1. And of course the Incredible Hulk Lance himself has so many abilities in Formula 1. He is deemed as one of the GOATs of Formula 1. He is so fast and so courageous and so great. I have to say, anyone who is a Lance fan, if there is anyone, you are honoured, to be a Lance Stroll fan. I feel so happy for you. And obviously, credit where credit's due. Lance Stroll is the only person to have crashed into anyone on like an in-lap at the end of the race. So that is an achievement, and Lance Stroll is going to hold into the only person in the world who managed such an achievement. We will now have to sing happy birthday to Lance Stroll.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, I think that will do. Right, let's go straight into it then, and our bad flop is Kevin Magnussen, because he's on a run of brilliant form at the moment. He comprehensively destroyed his teammate in Mexico City, and even was fighting the Mercedes at the start of the race, and also closed in about 10 seconds at the end on Max Verstappen. So that is a GOAT performance, but he will not continue that in Brazil, a track where last year he crashed, and the year before he took pole position. So you expect he's somewhere in the middle. If not, could we see the return of Kevin Magnussen, the GOAT who destroyed Mick Schumacher's career, destroyed Romain Grosjean's career, and so many others? While Kevin Magnussen's swan song is only just beginning, but I reckon it's going to go in a low in Brazil. Then, of course, we have the good
Surprise!
Yes, I do this every single week. I predict him to be the good surprise. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've done that literally the last 10 weekends I do this. But Hamilton, after beating George Russell and increasing the gap between him and his teammate to 12 points in the World Championship, is going to have another good weekend in Brazil. And could we see his 5th podium? So it's time for our fun fact. And it's the fact that Lewis Hamilton has never ever finished the season with less than 5 podiums. He currently has 4, obviously Spain, Silverstone, Hungary and Spa. Can he get his 4th? He'll need a crash from one of the big drivers of Leclerc, Sainz, Verstappen and co. to get up to that position. In our sprint pole position is Lando Norris, who is going to take a back-to-back sprint pole positions. He took pole here last year in the sprint, and he narrowly edged out Max Verstappen for that. But guess what he did on race day? He lost the lead at the turn number 1. But hopefully Norris will be able to take sprint pole to keep the World Championship alive, as there's 47 points between him and Max Verstappen. So the question is, can Norris make a back-to-back sprint poles in Brazil? The question remains to be answered, but hopefully so. However, he will lose the lead at the turn number 1 thanks to this man, Carlos Sainz. I was originally going to go him for my biggest bad flop, whatever you want to call it. But at the moment, you could say he is showing signs of potential. Yeah, I know, it wasn't that funny, was it? Anyway, let's just continue. So yeah, Carlos Sainz, I think, is actually going to win the sprint. Obviously, he won the Mexico City Grand Prix. However, Lando Norris probably should and could have won. However, Ferrari's pace and short stint is what looks pretty solid. So I reckon Sainz will get at the front at the start. But it'll be Charles Leclerc who take pole position for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. And it'll be an unbelievable lap to strike back. The form that Carlos Sainz has been in is going to be over, and Leclerc is going to beat him. Sainz has arguably been the fastest Ferrari in the last 2 weekends, but Leclerc is going to make it 3 wins in a row for Ferrari, who are now only 29 points behind McLaren in the Constructors' Championship. Could Ferrari win the Constructors for the first time since 2008? Yes, the Constructors' fight is definitely on. And the question remains to be seen, though. Can Ferrari, who probably have the best driver lineup at the grid, the most consistent driver lineup at the grid, and I think Ferrari are going to have a solid day at the office, because in 3rd place will be Carlos Sainz in the Grand Prix, who will make it 3 podiums in a row for Ferrari, who will again close the gap on McLaren in the Constructors, because Oscar Piastri will again have a dismal weekend. And let's say, Red Bull just aren't going to be in the fight, are they? They've got Sergio Checo Perez, who's had a collision with Liam Lawson in the Mexican City Grand Prix. I don't see Perez having a particularly brilliant Brazilian Grand Prix either, and I just think Ferrari of Sainz is going to have a good weekend. In 2nd place, there will be Charles Leclerc, who will not convert. Pole to win ratio is just going to get worse for Charles Leclerc, who is going to be fast, but Miss McLaren will attack at the end. and will pass the Ferrari driver. So poor Charles Leclerc, who of course this year at the start of the year was inferior to teammate Carlos Sainz, but at the end of the year, of course, he's now faster than Carlos Sainz, but Sainz is now on a good run of form, but Charles Leclerc unfortunately will not be able to win. He's won 3 races this year, equal to 2022. He would love to take a 4th. And I'm just going to say, Charles Leclerc actually has an opportunity to take 2nd in the World Championship, and with Lando Norris being the way he is, could Leclerc actually sneak 2nd in the championship? You know what? Let me know in the comments section. Maybe. But in 1st place will be Lando Norris, so I'm just going to say my opinion on it. It's going to be a no, to be honest. He's not going to be able to do it, because Lando Norris will brilliantly win in Brazil to get the championship lead back down to like 34 points or 36 points or something like that, and he'll grab the fastest lap. So I think it's going to be brilliant for McLaren, to be honest. I think Verstappen will finish in 4th, so if I just do some quick maths, 33, 34 points plus the sprint, could be in about 30 points by the end of the weekend. So, I mean, that would bring the championship back on as we head into Las Vegas, one of my favourite races of the year. So I think this is going to be a very exciting Brazilian Grand Prix weekend. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on F1 Hub.